Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we'll be cutting a male English trouser. As you can see here, I have my fabric, my tape, my chalk, and of course my ruler. So the measurement I have here, I have length 40, from my waist, from the waist of the trouser to the new length, I have like 20. And as you can see, I'm marking out the from the waist down to the length. So what you just see me do here, I marked out 10 inches. That is my crouch depth, which is 40 divided by 4. I got 10. So I marked out 10, and I marked my 20. I marked my trouser length, you know, and I'm trying to mark so that I can be able to connect the lines together. So as you can see, I'm connecting my new length, you know, line, my crouch depth line, and from the crouch depth, which is 10, which is my hip divided by 4, I got 10. I come up by 2 inches, from where the crouch is going to start to the end, which is 10. So I've successfully connected the line together, which is which you can see. I've connected all the lines together, and then I'm marking my hip divided by 4, which is 10. I'm marking it from the waist down, and I'm dividing the front panel into 2. So which means I'm dividing 10 into 2, which is 5. So I'm marking out 5 and 10. When I'm done marking, I'll connect the line to get the center of the front panel, for proper marking. So I've done the marking, and I'm trying to connect the line together to get the center of my trouser panel, which you can see is what I'm doing here now. Just follow the process, and of course you'll be able to get it right at the end of this, by the end of this video. So I've connected my center line, and from the new length, I take out 1 inch, and to the full length of the trouser, I'm taking out 1.5 inch out. This is the shaping of the trouser. This is where you have to be careful. And on the waist side, I'm taking out 1 inch, 1 inch out, and I'm taking my hip cuff to cuff out the waist. If you look very well, you can see what I'm doing. I'm trying to connect the line for the shaping of the trouser. So I've connected from the waist to the hip down to the new, and then finally to the trouser length. As you can see, the trouser is coming out already. I had to just use the other of my cuff to be able to connect it well. Sometimes having these cuffs help just make your work easier. So if you can afford cuffs, it is good that you have these cuffs that they are selling, to make your work easier. So the measurement for the new is 18 divided by 2, and then my ankle is 14 divided by 2, which is 7. So I've taken the measurements. I'll connect it together now, so you can see with the help of my cuff makes it easier. So if you can get this cuff, just try and get, even if it's one, because I know that these days things are expensive, and these things are expensive too. So my 10 and then 2 inches out, then I'll connect the line to the new. As you can see, having this cuff just make your work easy, so even if it's just one, try and get it. It helps smoothing your job. So I'm trying to curve the crouch here. So make sure you watch the video well to understand, and in case of anything you want me to explain better or do better, just put it in the comment section. I'll respond. Okay, so I finished doing that. My waist measurement is 32. I'm trying to get the measurement. up of the trouser waist. So this thing is actually simple. Like if you're a fast learner, it will take you no less than a month to learn this trouser cutting. So I've finished doing that. So my trouser waist is 32. I added 1 inch to it, and then I'm taking out 1 inch. I'm shaping in 1 inch out of the trouser. They shape it so that because of tummy and the front of the trouser shouldn't even be the same like height on the front as the back is. So as you can see, I finished marking is cutting now. Let's cut out. I'm cutting out now, as you can see. So it is said the way you lay your bed, so you lie on it. So whenever you are drafting or marking on your fabric before you cut, make sure that you take your time and mark well, and you cut well too, because it is what you cut that you sew. So always take your time to mark out where and cut exactly what you mark. So we're almost done cutting the front panel. Ooh la la, we are done. So let's move to the next, which is the back panel. So extend your line out like I'm doing here. I've done that. Okay. Remember that we remove 1 inch on the front panel. So we are adding back 1.5 on the back panel, which is what I've just marked now. I'm trying to connect the line to the side of the trouser. Has to be the same. Only that the center front of the back and front cannot be the same. Here I'm just adding my darts because my back panel is going to have a dart. So I've done that, and then I want to do the addition because the back and front cannot be the same. So I just added 2 inches on the hip line and then 3 inches on the crotch line. And then I'm just trying to cross check my tight measurements. And then from the knee down to your trouser length is just 2 inch all the way that you need to add. So I'm done marking. I just need to connect my lines together, so just follow this process and you'll get it right. Okay, just watch the video well. If possible, save it so that you can always come back to it and watch. We are done now. Let me connect the crouch line to the waist. So I added on the crouch 3 inches, on the hip line 2 inches, and on the waist I added just 1.5. I've done connecting my line. So while you are doing this, you have to take your time and do it well, because if you don't cut it well, or if you don't how do I put it now, if you don't mark well, if you don't get your measurements right well here, it is what you cut. Definitely it is what you cut that you sew. So always try to take your time and do your calculation well, cut well, and believe you me, you sew and it will come out well. So I think we are done here. I'm just trying to mark where my dart is going to, because I'm going to have a back pocket, proper trouser back pocket. So I'm just trying to mark the dart and the pocket. I mark 2 inches inward and then 7 inches downward on the sides. I'm just going to have a notch on this two side that I mark the 2 inches. I'm going to notch the darts on the back panel too after cutting. So let's cut. So like I was saying, if you can afford these curves, they will make your work easier. With time, I'm going to be posting more videos of cutting, sewing. If I have enough time, I will cut and sew. I believe that if you follow this video from the beginning to this end, you should be able to understand one or two. And of course, please, if you don't understand anything here, do it to type it in the comment section. Let me see how I can be more of help. So please watch this video from the beginning to the end. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, ooh la la, we are done now. So you can see the trouser is out already. Even from the look of things, you can tell that this one, at the end of the day, after sewing it, it will come out very nice. So I just notched my pocket side. I marked it 2 inches. My back panel is going to have a dart, so I'm notching out the darts. And of course, I'm going to be putting a back pocket on my back trouser. Finally, we are done. I just marked my wrong side so that I don't sew wrong and right side together. Wow, we are done. Here comes our